people, it's Mirjam. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm just gonna briefly tell you my little story. So I had this motorbike accident where I injured my legs, my head and my spine, so my neck and my lower back as well. In this series I'm talking about this 5 years experience which I've been through with all the surgeries and recoveries. So if you're interested, please keep watching until the end and give a thumbs up and subscribe it. I will put my links on social media here, and you can check out my Facebook page and Facebook group for external fixator and Precice nail patients. So I will put more information about recoveries and stuff. So so let's do it. I'm gonna talk today about only Precice nail. So it's an internal rod what they put it in to lengthen the bone. Probably I'm gonna take it two parts because it's gonna be a lot of information for you. Yeah, so let's get started. So before this thing, the surgery, I prepared because I knew, because for the previous one with the external fixator and for the accident I couldn't be prepared. So this time I really paid attention on all the details and stuff. So I organized my room, so I had a nightstand, I had a drawer next to me, everything next to me. I prepared all the clothes I'm gonna wear, so I don't need to climb for new things and stuff. Comfortable shoes and everything which I needed, and I knew if I'm in bed I'm not gonna be able to reach or get it easier to have it. So so this was the one thing I prepared completely 1 week before. And then I organized my fridge as well, so I put a lot of stuff in the freezer to cook it later, and then I cook it before as well for at least the first week, because I knew I would have like difficulties to cook, or not difficulties, just I would be probably tired or lazy or something like this. So why I needed this surgery, because with the external fixators, they lengthened both legs, but my right leg still remained 2 centimeters shorter. So, and then I wanted to have it done because previously I was dancing and I wanted to go back to dance, and with this 2 centimeters was a lot. I really felt it, that it was not in balance, and my spine started to hurt as well. So they had to have 1 year between the frame removal and the Precice nail inside to recover properly and then get used to the length of my legs and things. How I managed these 2 centimeters for 1 year? Well, one of my foot was actually, everyone, like we are not symmetric anyway, so my right foot actually, where I had the rod inside, it was actually like half size smaller, so I could put actually a pad inside my shoes. It was a bit tight, but it was still fine, so it was kind of like 1 centimeter. And then it was better to walk with that, so that's how I did. So the surgery was on 2017, the 18th of May, on a Thursday. Surgery was general anesthetic, nothing special. And in the previous video, like years ago, I made a video about Precice nail, and then I tried to talk about what I didn't mention in this video, but I was talking about how was the first couple of days recovering and stuff. So it was Thursday, I had the surgery. In the evening of the surgery, I could go to the toilet only with the 2 nurses helping me, and trying to do with the crutches. But the next morning I could go by myself with the crutches. Well, it was not very easy to go, but well, I managed it. So I was in the hospital 2 days, and then I decided to go home, because after all this previous experiences, I didn't like to be in a hospital. So I decided to go home so that I could go home on Saturday. So then when I went home, I had pain, but it was actually controlled because I took all the painkillers they suggested me or they prescribed me to take. And I will tell you the schedule the first week what I did. So actually when I woke up, I took the tramadol. I can't tell you exactly how much I took, but probably it's not very necessary, because if you have this surgery now, you will have they will tell you how much amount you need to take. So and which kind of medication, obviously. So I'm just telling what I took. So I took the tramadol in the morning when I woke up, and then I was stretching, because without stretching I was harder to get out of bed. Then I had breakfast and I took my vitamins, and it was around 8 o'clock. And then I had a snack around 10:30. Then I took paracetamol and then started to cook. Then I had my lunch around 1 o'clock, and then in the afternoon I took a tramadol again around 4 o'clock, and then I was stretching. So after every time I took a tramadol, after I was stretching my legs. And then I had a snack around 5 o'clock, and then around 8 o'clock I took a paracetamol and have dinner. And around 10, 11, 12, whatever, I went to bed just to sleep well, and I don't have any pain and wake up during sleeping. I took a tramadol and then stretching, and and then sleep, so go to bed. So right before, actually, when they discharged me, my leg was swollen. My right leg was swollen, obviously, because of the surgery. But I started to do exercises on Sunday, so the third day. Exercise, I mean, it was only physio exercises. So, but the previous video I told as well, this leg, the right leg, started to get very sore after a couple of weeks and very stiff. So I suggest you to do physio exercises straight away. The doctor told me after a month, but probably could be useful for you just to try standing a little bit, but not putting much weight on your operated leg, but just standing on it and then moving while you are standing. So it's actually, you don't put weight on it, so you put the weight, shift the weight on the other side, and then just doing exercises and tapping a little bit. It would be very, very useful for you. And start the physio exercises straight away after like a couple of days, when you feel kind of like more energetic than after the operation, because it could get very stiff, and well, eventually after a couple of years you won't see any difference, but well, probably you want to recover quicker as well. So I suggest you as soon as. So, and then it involves your toes, your ankle, your knees, and well, your hips as well. So all those exercises you still can do it in bed. So for example, I found really good ones in this channel, I mean in YouTube. So it was kind of like doing with your foot, the alphabet drawing. That was really good actually, and doing circles as well. The same with your knees as well, and lifting the legs from your hip. It's really good as well. And well, the stretching. So stretching I was doing 3 times a day, especially when we started to do the lengthening. So the exercise I talked about, it was after 3 days, and after 6 days I removed the bandage. I put the video already, the picture here, so you can follow it up. in this channel. Yes, I was gonna tell you about the taking a shower stuff. So because like after I had plastic surgeries as well, and I had bandage on my legs. So previously I had this this kind of like a bag, is a plastic bag, which I've got it from a supplier earlier, and I was using this one in this time when I had the Precice nail. But when I had the plastic surgeries also on my legs, I figured out that you don't really need this plastic bag. So it's a very easy solution. You rub your whole leg or where the bandage is, yes, with cling film, and then you can take a shower just like you don't have any problem. So it's well, when I found it out, I was so happy I could do it, because like just washing yourself every day is not the best solution, right? So yeah, cling film is the key. So after 1 week I went to visit the hospital, and we started lengthening. So it was 3 times a day, 0.25 millimeters, so it's 0.75 millimeters per day, and it started after 6 days, and it was 3 weeks. In the previous video I said 4 weeks, but look at my journal and it was 3 weeks. So yes, after 2 weeks I started to do proper exercises. I mean, so I was doing abs, I was doing for my legs exercises, for my back, for my arms as well, because I knew I will have to start to walk with the crutches. And when I started to walk with the crutches, I had a very big pain in my back, because you're always like hunching back, you use the crutches, so it's yeah, it's very tiring for your back. So I started to do the trainings, and I started to go out after, I would say, like 3 weeks. But going out, it means I went for the off license, which was 5 minutes away. Yeah, I called it shopping, but it was not a proper shopping. Yeah. So after 3.5 weeks, I reduced the tramadol. So I was taking tramadol only in the morning, and then I was taking the paracetamol around like 5 o'clock in the evening and before I went to bed. So I reduced the medication very good. And then kind of in the same time I managed to box myself as well with the machine kind of thing. So it's silk happy. But well, for women it could be useful, because well, this is an essential thing as well. This time after 4 weeks, I would say, I stopped all the painkillers. So no, I stopped the tramadol and replaced with paracetamol. So I was taking paracetamol 4 times a day. Then I went to go back nearly 1 month to the doctor, and so we stopped lengthening. Well, at the same time I was kind of like at home for a month, and I was not really doing good mentally, so I started to get kind of depression and doing less exercises and stuff. Well, I tried to do other things at home as well, and I started to call my masseur to massage my legs. They suggest you after, like, you should wait 1 month after surgery, any kind of surgery, to have massage, because of the circulation and stuff. So for the scars it's not really good. So after 1 month I had to feel better for myself, so that's what I did. And well, after 1 month I completely stopped the painkillers, so it was really good, and the stitches started to come off after 5 weeks. Then when I visited the doctor and we stopped the lengthening, after 1 week I went back for an x-ray, and the doctor said we need to shorten the bone because it's too long. Probably it was a good thing as well, because your bones start to form, and then it's gonna, like, it's already forming, and if they shortening back, it's gonna be like the density is gonna be higher, so it will heal quicker. I think that was the purpose of this. So the shortening was for 6 days. In the previous video I said wrong. Yeah, everyone has a different numbers anyway, but I had 4.5 millimeters to shorten. So because of the depression, in the beginning of July, I decided to go for a walk just as much as I can. And nearly 2 months, I went on holiday. I went back to see my family. And so it was 1 week vacation only, and had to go by myself to the airport and stuff, and still had to mobilize that time. So I started to walk with the crutches more than at home. So it was actually good for the depression to see my family and walk more, so be more active. And then when I came back, it was 2 months and 5 days, so I would say 9 weeks. I decided, because, well, back home I was walking, so I said, okay, I'll make it as a habit. And then I started to walk. So the progression, how it was. So the first time I went to the park, I walked 10 minutes on, and then I stopped and sit down for 5 minutes. Then 10 minutes again, and 10 minutes sitting. And then walk back home for 25 minutes. So this was my first try. After 1 week, I managed to increase it for 1 hour, walking, only 5 minutes sitting down. And then the next day, so it was actually very quick, 40 minutes with no break, and then I went to 50 minutes, 60 minutes, and on. And then I was able to walk for like at least 1 hour or 2 hours without any break. And then I went for shopping after, for an intense shopping for 2.5 hours. So I'm gonna stop now, because I will do part 2 in the next episode. So please give a thumbs up and subscribe my channel, and keep watching my videos, the other ones as well. So see you in a week's time with part 2. Thank you very much for watching. Take care of yourself. Bye now.